6 Speechless Motivational Stories. 1. The Blind Runner. In a little village, there lived a runner called Ethan who was born blind. Despite his infirmity, he dreamt of finishing a marathon. Many questioned him, claiming it was impossible, but Ethan refused to listen. He practiced every day, depending on his other senses and the instruction of his loyal buddy, Mark. Mark would sprint beside him, discussing the terrain and hazards ahead. Together, they endured hardships, including severe weather and grueling training sessions. On the day of the marathon, Ethan stood at the starting line, heart beating with excitement and resolve. As the race started, Ethan felt the excitement of the audience pushing him forward. With Mark's voice guiding him, he traversed the course with unflinching concentration. Crossing the finish line, tears of excitement flowed down his cheeks as the audience erupted in cheers. Ethan's experience tells us that constraints exist only if we allow them to. Genuine power comes from inside. ###2. The glassblower's legacy. In a tiny hamlet noted for its glass craftsmanship, there lived an ancient glassblower called Antonio. His handiwork was magnificent, but one unfortunate day, a fire devoured his studio, ruining years of hard work and creativity. Antonio felt lost and devastated. Yet, instead of giving up, he opted to rebuild. With every broken piece of glass he discovered, he fashioned something new, blending his previous creations with fresh ideas. The locals watched in astonishment as he converted his sorrow into magnificent art creations that portrayed a message of perseverance and rebirth. In time, Antonio's new inventions acquired worldwide renown, and he became a symbol of optimism for artists everywhere. His legacy taught the community that beauty can arise from ruin, and sometimes, we must accept change to achieve our true purpose. ###3. The Backpack of Dreams. During a terrible economic crisis, a little kid called Amir found a damaged rucksack in his attic. Curious, he opened it to discover his grandfather's old notebook, full with ambitions and objectives. Amir read about his grandfather's challenges and how he had pushed through terrible times to attain success. Inspired, Amir resolved to design his own backpack of dreams. He filled it with notes about his dreams, modest reminders of his aims, and artifacts that signified what he intended to accomplish. Every day, he would remove something from the rucksack, reminding himself of the dedication that ran in his family. Years later, Amir became a successful entrepreneur, and his tale became a light of hope for others in his neighborhood. He frequently explained how the act of dreaming, no matter how modest, may spark the fire inside us to follow our ambitions. ###4. The Silent Symphony. In a busy metropolis, there lived a lady called Elena, a superb pianist who lost her hearing due to a rare disease. Devastated, she felt her world crashing around her. Music was her love, and suddenly it felt unachievable. After months of misery, Elena found a new way to appreciate music. She learned to feel the vibrations of the piano and the beat via her body. With persistence, she started to write music that connected with her distinct viewpoint. Elena's performances were intense experiences that transcended sound. People were struck by her ability to communicate emotions without depending on conventional hearing. Her experience emphasizes that even when confronted with the unfathomable, we may discover new routes to our interests. ###5. The Forgotten Garden. In a shabby area, there was an abandoned garden, formerly bursting with life. A teenager called Lily decided to take up the task of restoring it. Armed with just a few seeds and her tenacity, she spent weekends clearing up the garbage and growing flowers. At first, the other youngsters scoffed at her efforts, believing it was a meaningless exercise. However, Lily remained undeterred. Slowly, her hard work started to pay off. The garden began to blossom, drawing not only butterflies, but also the attention of her neighbors. Inspired by her passion, additional youngsters joined in, turning the garden into a communal effort. Over time, the once forgotten site developed into a lovely sanctuary where neighbors met, made connections, and promoted a feeling of belonging. Lily's tale teaches us that tiny acts of compassion and commitment may affect not just our surroundings but also the hearts of people around us. These tales concentrate on unique views and settings, expressing compelling themes about persistence, inventiveness, and the human spirit's capacity to triumph above adversity. Each anecdote serves as a reminder that our problems may lead to unexpected development and inspiration.